Yes, they are. They're a special kind of drums. Do you know what kind of drums they are? Well, how'd you know that?
Because Mrs. Smith told
Oh, I thought maybe it said African drums on here. No, you're right. These are African drums. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the drums just a little bit. Everybody's going to talk about them and tell you what they do. And then we're going to play these different drums. Would you like to hear that?
Yeah.
I can't hear you this morning. Okay. We'll start with, what do you think the weirdest looking drum is?
That one.
Which one? This one? That's why we have George playing it.
It doesn't look like a drum.
What's it look like?
It looks like an arrow.
It looks like
a
an
heart.
arrow.
It looks like a bow.
Like
It
a
looks like
bow and arrow.
a fishing pole.
Exactly.
It looks like a heart.
It looks like an arrow. Now I want you to listen. Listen up, because I want you to listen. It is just like a bow. Because a long, long time ago in Africa, they did use a bow, and they discovered it made some sounds. So George is going to tell us a little bit about this instrument, what it's called, and he's going to play a little solo. Would you like to hear a solo?
Yeah.
Okay, George, take it away.
All right, this is called a barembe, and it originated in Africa and was brought to Brazil during the slave trade. And this resonator, it's called a resonator. It's a big ball with this hole in the back, and it makes it louder, so it sounds cooler. And you just use a rock to make different sounds, and you hit it with a stick. I'll play some for you.
Very cool. Can you stand up and show what the resonator does?
Well,
Listen closely. This is kind of hard to hear. Now listen what this does.
when I pick it up and move it off my body, it makes this really cool, like, whammy sound. It's kind of hard, though, because
You hear the wah 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 wah. So what they did, they took a bow, like you guys saw earlier, and realized it made a sound. And then they took the thing they put their food in, and they figured out it'd make it louder. And they put it all together, and they came out with this instrument here. Now, all these instruments come from Africa as well. We're going to very quickly, we're going to go through and just give a name of the drum and what it sounds like. We're going to start over here with Mika. Mika, can you tell us what those really big, colorful ones are?
These are doo-doo.
Good. And what's that sitting there? Pretty loud, huh? What's that one?
oh, the bata. And each time you hit it, it's a syllable to a word. And you guys are learning about syllables, right?
Yeah.
And you hit out a rhythm to it, and it comes out as a word. And that's how people would speak to each other.
So he's really talking to us. Pretty cool, huh? What do we have here?
These are djembes. They're African. They're all djembes, three different sizes. So it's just three different pitches. So you got a high one, a medium one, and a low. And you put them all together to make pretty cool sounds. There you go.
Very cool. All right. So when these guys would play these drums, they'd make you feel like dancing. Dancing's a big part of African culture. What about these big bad boys over here?
These are called African standing drums
Standing drums. Why are they called African standing drums?
because they stand and they're about as tall as me.
Yeah, they're about as tall as you. Can you show us what they sound like? Or demonstrate? Very cool. Very cool. And what about, do you have the bongos with you? How about the rain stick? How about the rain stick? African rain stick. Thank you. What's that sound like?
Rain. It sounds like rain.
It sounds like rain. It's called a rain stick.
I talk like rain.
Yeah.
I feel rain.
And then we have,
one in it.
you do, and then we have a shaker. This one's made out of metal, but it's usually made out of a gourd, which is like a plant, or is a plant.
Yeah.
And it makes a sound. Does that makes kind of neat sound. These are congas. If you guys ever listen to any kind of dance music where it sounds like salsa or something like that, these originally came from Africa. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Why does it have that plastic thing?
Because, that's a good question. Very good question. It makes the pitch higher and lower. And what it does is it makes this higher. And I can do it manually too. If I want it to be normal, it's a tension. See? So that's what this thing does. It makes it tighter and looser and changes the pitch. We're going to play a little song for you now. And we'll start out with the African standing bowl with the rain, and then we're going to make the lower drums, the African standing, and the dunduns are going to play a pulse. They're going to give us that kind of groove that we listen to. And then these two drums here are going to talk to each other. We're going to have a conversation. Okay? And afterwards I'm going to ask you what we said to each other. So pay attention. Okay? We're going to start out with the rain and the marimba. Luckily, we have a translator with us, okay? And our translator is Mika. He speaks African drum. It's a very rare talent. And what we're going to do is Brent and I are going to have a conversation. And actually, the way it works in Africa, we might live far apart in different villages. And we didn't have telephones, so we had to have a way of talking to each other. So Brent, take one of those drums to the other village over there real quick. And don't step on any people on your way over.
Don't step on the villagers.
So I'd like to talk to my cousin Brent. Brent lives 20 miles away in Brentsville, okay? And we're going to have a conversation, and our talented Mika African drum translator is going to tell you exactly what we're saying to each other, okay? So, I'm sitting there, I wonder what my cousin's doing. So I go,
Hey, Brett. Hello. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, and you? My cat just ran away. I am very sad.
very good, all right, good, come on. Okay, so that's how that works, and that's how it came.